I have seen a whole lot of good, a whole lot of mid, and a whole lot of red. But today we're digging into the worst of the worst to find the worst kids show episodes. So let's do it. It's A Wishful Life, The Fairly Odd Parents. In this episode, Timmy makes the dumbest wish of all time. He wishes he was never born. This wish will show him that everyone's life is better without him. In all seriousness, the main problem with this episode is that this is a dark story. I'm sure no one wants to think like that in real life. And plus, it's just a depressing watch, you know? And I don't think this is a good lesson for kids to see because it might make them feel bad, you know? And they might start thinking about it themselves. And I think that this episode is actually banned because of how dark the story is. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Next up, we have My Left and Right Foot, Full House. Full House is known for dealing with serious topics such as child abuse, body image issues, and smoking and drinking. However, the lesson in this episode is just a huge waste of time. This episode is called My Left and Right Foot, and in case you haven't guessed it, this episode is all about feet. Michelle becomes self-conscious when her feet grows, and the reason why she feels like that is because her sisters make fun of her feet getting bigger. This causes Michelle to start having nightmares about her feet becoming overgrown. And in my eyes, I never liked this episode. I always hated this episode because, come on, it's pointless. This episode is just pointless. It's way too silly. There's no actual lesson, and it's clearly just filler. Like, look at this episode. An episode about feet overgrowing, all the sound effects, and it just, no, come on. This is not a Full House episode. Come on, this is just filler. This is too much. This is really bad. I Can't Take It, iCarly. Here we go again, guys. So, I've mentioned this episode in another video, but it's back again because it's just so bad. So in this episode, Sam and Freddie's relationship began to cause problems for people around them, like Gibby, who became Sam's punching bag since she began dating Freddie. And it gets to a point where everyone is tired. Like, really. So much fighting, so much drama, and it's just not healthy for anyone in the situation because everyone's getting hurt in some way. And I said it before, and I'll say it again. I Can't Take It is the worst episode of iCarly in my eyes. There's no other episode that is just like this. No. Maybe, no, it's not even no other. Maybe I Big Sam and Freddie is just like this, but this is one of the worst episodes of iCarly, and I stand by that forever, man. Forever, because it's so bad. And like I said before, you know, I just don't like seeing these characters stressed out like this. This is not the show to go to be stressed out. I'm stressed out thinking about this. Yeah, this is done. We're done with this one. One Course Meal, SpongeBob SquarePants. This one is One Course Meal from season 7, one of the worst seasons of SpongeBob. So after finding out that Plankton has the fear of Pearl, Mr. Krabs gets a bright, brilliant, great idea to dress up as his daughter Pearl to scare Plankton. But he begins to harass Plankton to the point where he was ready to delete himself from the world. And that's already too much. That's too much already. And this episode is dark. You know, it displays Mr. Krabs as an even worse person than he already is. The episode itself is just cruel to the point where everyone's feeling bad for Plankton, including myself. But I was personally too young at the time to see how sad this really was. But looking back, I had no idea how bad this episode really was. It's definitely one of the worst, and there's more reason why this one is hated, but that's all I'm gonna say for this one. You pet it, you bought it. Full House. That's right, we have another Full House episode, and this time there is no lesson. So in this episode, Michelle wants to open up a lemonade stand, in which she does. And after a long day of selling lemonade, she earns $200. And with that money, you would expect her to buy some candy, some toys, anything, but no. With that money, she decides to buy a donkey. Now, this donkey will bring a lot of chaos and challenges to the house and the neighborhood. And I'm gonna just be honest right now. This episode is the end of the barrel for a show like Full House. For a show that dealt with so many serious topics, we're going down to Michelle buying a donkey. That is so unrealistic. She's only 6, 7, 8, 9, something like that. Now, the episode itself is still funny, but the plot itself is just stupid. First of all, what kind of person would sell this donkey to them? Michelle is just a little kid and Kimmy is not an adult. It doesn't make any sense as to why she was able to get it. But hey, I guess filler episodes make anything happen. Before we get to my top pick, let's check out some honorable mentions. Coffee Talk, Jessie. I still have no clue what they were thinking with this one. A whole episode dedicated to a talking coffee machine? I can understand a B plot, but no. This was the A plot. Just a boring episode. Kat's new boyfriend, Victorious. This episode as a whole is terrible. The A plot is just Tori jealousy towards Kat dating her ex-boyfriend. Tori causes a huge scene, and that becomes a bigger problem when she locks lips with Kat's boyfriend. The B plot is just Dan Schneider's masterpiece. All about feet. Feet, people. Just about feet. Like, come on. That's all we see in this entire thing is feet. Wet feet. I am done. Dreambusters. Henry Danger. Many people may not consider the shows to be good, but I do, and usually this show has some wackiness. But this one is a whole different type of wacky. And this wacky is just bad.
They look and sound different. Like Kim and Kanye.
Hi, Charlotte.
I'm a genius!
Yeah, we don't talk about that meme. And for my top pick, we have A Pal for Gary. So just like One Course Meal, this episode has a dark vibe. And of course, at first, you don't really notice it. So here's what happened in this episode. SpongeBob worries that Gary is lonely while he's at work. So he brings home a new pet, a strange little creature named Puffy Fluffy. At first, Puffy looks harmless. But as soon as SpongeBob leaves the room, it turns into a terrifying monster that torments Gary. Same formula is repeated throughout the whole episode. Gary tries to defend himself many times from this monster, but SpongeBob is just not able to understand why and yells at Gary, and continues to yell at Gary despite being saved by him from being eaten at the end. This episode is just out of character for SpongeBob, and he is very unlikable in this one. It's also just not fair to Gary. He didn't deserve to be treated this way even just for this episode. The ending is just unsatisfying and frustrating because it just doesn't end on a good note. And you feel like pushing the TV in. This is definitely one of the worst episodes of SpongeBob. This is also one of the worst episodes of Kids TV as a whole. But that's all for today. Thanks for watching another episode of the Zay Zay Zone. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and subscribe. And comment down below which episode you hate more. But yeah, other than that, guys, peace, y'all.